Have you ever felt that there's just not enough time in a day to get done what you need to get done, and you're always under a lot of pressure, right? And you feel stressed out because when you finish something and then there's always more and more things piling up and you're just playing catch up, you're trying to catch your breath like, oh my God, when is this gonna end? And you're like totally stressed out. So one of my students was asking me this question. So, Dan, how do you handle stress, right? How do you not get all stressed out when you're under pressure? Now, I do from time to time get stressed out. I'm a human being as well. But there are some things that I do that could help me manage some of these things. And how do you also still be able to perform and function at a high level even when you're under a lot of pressure? So today I want to give you some tips on that. Would that be helpful to you? Comment below. So first of all is don't be a perfectionist. You see, a lot of times when we're trying to make everything perfect, we want everything to line up perfectly so that we won't make a mistake. When you're focusing on everything has to be perfect, that usually, not just usually, almost always, that slows down your progress, right? So in business, whatever you do, when you put it on the marketplace, any project, any initiative that you have, chances are you have to pivot, you have to tweak, right? So value progress over perfection. You don't have to get it right, you just have to get it going. As long as we are moving forward, as long as we are a little bit closer to our goals, I'm okay with making some mistakes. I'm okay with not getting it perfect. Number 2, script your day. Not just scheduling your day, I'm talking about scripting your day. There's a difference. Scheduling your day, sometimes it could be other people, they want your time, right? If you look at your calendar right now, do you have a lot of other people's agendas on your calendars that are simply distractions, or that you feel it's an obligation that you have to attend to some of these meetings and things like that, or this phone call, right? Versus scripting your day, meaning that you're running your business, you're pursuing your career, this is the outcome that you want. How do we script that so that it happens? So scripting is you block out every single thing that you're gonna do throughout the day. You script it. Your lunch, you script it, right? Your exercise time, you put it in and you script it. You block it out so that other people cannot put their whatever agendas onto your calendar. You protect your time. That's your most valuable asset. Number 3, when you are feeling stressed, and recently I just taught this to my wife, Jenny, and I thought Jenny would know this more than anybody else, but turns out she doesn't, and it's been very useful for her. So she's working on a pretty project for me, and she had a lot of things in her mind, and she felt a little overwhelmed, a little bit under pressure because there's a deadline. And I said to her, instead of keeping everything in your head, why don't we write everything? We spent about 45 minutes, and she wrote everything out, right, list by list. And then I help her to categorize, okay, these things would go here, these things would go here, this would have a 30-day deadline, this actually we have a 60-day deadline, you have a little bit more time with these tasks. And when she does that, suddenly she feels relief. So in your mind, you may be thinking you've got 100 things to do, but when you lay it all out, and you might think, well, actually I have 100 things, but actually no, I only have 20 things to do. And out of those 20 things, I only need to do these 2 things this week, and this month I need to accomplish these 10 things. So then you're now less overwhelmed when you lay out. Don't keep it in your head. Write it out. And the last tip I have for you is focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. You and I, we are good at a few things. Most of us, we're not born, we are not great at everything, right? And whenever we try to operate outside of our zone of genius, our zone of brilliance, it's very easy to get stressed out because now we are doing things that we don't enjoy, that we don't like, but that we kind of have to do. We're obligated to do those things, and then it drives us crazy, and then we get burned out. You want to spend a majority of your time in your zone of genius, and then you want to delegate the rest. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Dan, I'm just getting started. I can't afford it. Let me give you a different perspective. You will never be able to afford it if you don't first operate from here, right? You need to delegate those smaller tasks. When you delegate and outsource those, that frees up your time and your mental bandwidth. So now you're less stressed out. You can focus on high income producing activities, high value activities that brings in more money that you could pay for those service providers. That's how it should work. Focus on your strength and then outsource and delegate your weaknesses. So next time when you are feeling stressed, when you're under a lot of pressure, which of these tips and strategies you're going to implement? And come back and comment below and let me know how they work for you.